Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is at FeelThePaynePW or Nick Payne, and you're watching my F1 2020 My Team career. Here, obviously, it's season 2 now, here on the 34th episode. So if you haven't checked out my previous episodes, please go do so now. The last race, of course, was at the Belgian Grand Prix. Hamilton, quite an interesting
we are leading
race.
this Grand Prix into
on
the
first
medium
corners.
tyres.
We go slowly
and
through the
due
first
to what
turn
actually
here,
said on the
and we've still got Hamilton right on the race.
Got through
it
on
said
the
that
medium tyres.
obviously rain was
and as
coming
you can see
near
on
the
the
end,
session
so
forecast, it
my
does look
idea
like
was
there's
just
going
try
to be
doing a
some
one
rain.
stop.
Been given the
try
option
getting
to
as
change the
long
end
out
out
these
the
medium
now.
tyres as I possibly could.
3 laps
and
later,
then when it was
with front wing damage, but to cross the line
I did the one
in pole position, in
P1,
and that's another race win on the board
by quite a distance in the end, as everyone else came into the pits in the same lap as I did. But as you can see, as we come through to the start, we've got a bit of admin to do. We've got a chance to sign the sponsors, which we are going to do. XXY is a good looking sponsor on the car. We've got only 2 days to fill on the activities, unfortunately, so we are going to make the most of it by putting podium celebration in there and driver promotion filming, just to get obviously the most out of it. And as you can see on the performance chart, we are top. We have got the best car, but regarding obviously durability, our durability's poor, but everything else is better than everyone else, as we could go on through to the next race weekend, which is at the Italian Grand Prix. And as we start Q1 here, going up the main straight, you can see how much pace is in this second generation of the car, as it's 218 miles an hour, breaking it at the 100 metre board to go through the turn 1, turn 2 chicane here at Monza. And as we go through into Curva Grande, just trying to get as much pace into the car as possible. We're on, obviously, max fuel mixture and hot lap, as Lewis Hamilton crosses the line to be fastest, break at the 100 metre board to go through Varante de la Rocha into the chicane, as Latifi is holding us up here as he finally lets us through as we go through Lesmo into Lesmo 2 now. We've got another car up ahead, and we're going to obviously have DRS due to it being qualifying, but we're going to be using the car ahead as a sort of slipstream here, as he is going to let us by just before the Ascari chicane, so hopefully we did get quite a few more seconds out of him, or tenths of a second. But as we go through Ascari, we do go deep into the turn, and we actually do lose quite a few seconds there, or tenths of a second most likely. But hopefully me getting slipstreamed from Danny Kvyat there has pulled us through as we go through Parabolica across the line, and it's going to be a P1 finish for Q1. So we do go through in P1 obviously, and we are quite a bit ahead of Lewis Hamilton, the next fastest car, as we come across the line on the medium tyres. It's not great, it's only a P12, so we do look to stay out on those medium tyres, and hopefully we do get more time. As you can see, it does look to be just about an 0.8 seconds, so 8 tenths of a second, and we do go through on the medium tyres in P3 as we go through on our first set of soft tyres in Q3, and we do go into P1, but we do stay out, and with low fuel mixture, and we do go across the line even quicker, and we do stay in P1 obviously. And when we go through, it does say that it's a 1-2 for Nick Payne and Leclerc as Payne Racing. So we are 1-2 here in qualifying. Valtteri Bottas in third. And looking like going to be an exciting race with both Payne Racing drivers on 1-2.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today here at the oldest circuit on the calendar. Monza hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. With top speeds up to 215 miles per hour and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about the rookie. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The rookie lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton, Norris, Vettel, Albon, and Pierre Gasly, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Esteban Ocon, and Stroll, Magnussen, Kvyat, Kimi Raikkonen, and George Russell, De Vries, Latifi, Matsushita, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So obviously we qualified in P1, Leclerc in P2, so hopefully it's a nice tidy battle between myself and Leclerc here, where we can just sail away and then maybe battle, just have a little bit more entertainment, let's say, as it's going to be a one-stop strategy. We are on the mediums, they're on the Leclerc's on the softs, so that is going to be sort of a deal breaker here as to where we obviously finish up in this race. Hopefully it works out for us, but he may get the run of us as we go to 5 red lights. It's underway. We go to overtake with Rich Mixture just to cover him off. We go across his racing line as we are in front of him. Break at the 100 metre board, but he's going to sail it down the inside, which means that he will have the outside of the second turn. And there's yellow flags behind us. We are still in P1 here at the start of this race through the chicane as we go through Curva Grande. We're on the mediums, but everyone behind us is on the softs. We're the only car on the medium tyres, besides possibly people that's qualified P10 and below, or P11 and below, should I say, as we go through the Lesmo, as we've got Leclerc still pushing right on our tail as we're coming through the second Lesmo. We've gone deep into the turn, and Leclerc has sailed it through on the inside, and he's up into P1 now. We're down to P2, and we're just going to stay with overtake in his slipstream, try and get as much out of it as possible. Go down the inside. We cut the corner massively there. No warning from the FIA, thankfully, but we're back up into P1. And if the FIA ain't going to give us a warning for that, then we can keep doing it how I say it. As we go through Parabolica here, and we're still in P1 with that little scare through Lesmo, but we are still here in P1 with Leclerc in P2 now. And as we go through here on lap 2 into Ascari, we've actually gone very slowly through Ascari, which is going to allow Leclerc to battle with us as we go down the back straight here, hoping to stay in front of him, as he's literally got a wheel in front, but he's backed out down on that outside of Parabolica as we've gone fastest through sector 1, fastest through sector 2. Leclerc's still with us as he's trying to push as hard as he can as we go across the line fastest, but then Leclerc comes across the line even faster than that, as DRS has been enabled now as we're going into the turn 1, 2, 3 chicane. And as we come across the line here on lap 3, we have finally gone fastest on the medium tyres as well, which is looking good for later on in the race. As it's lap 5 here, Leclerc is still on our tail as we come through Lesmo. Thankfully we take it better than we did previously before, and hopefully we can stay in front, but we go dip a toe on the grass, and that's actually made us slow as Leclerc's looking to sail it down the inside of Ascari here. It's great teammate battling, but we got it sailed around the outside, and we're still in P1. It's a great battle here between us teammates, between myself and Leclerc here, as Leclerc's looking to make a move on the outside of Parabolica, but I don't think that's going to work out for him as we're down the inside. We sail it right in the inside, but the thing for him, he was in front of us as we went across the line, so we actually have DRS into this straight, which is going to make him susceptible to Verstappen overtake there, as Verstappen's got the move done. He's up into P2. Leclerc sails down the order into P3 as Verstappen's trying to make a move on the outside, as that's where our racing line was. It's not going to work for him as we're still in front, going through the Ascari chicane here on lap 6. And we're still in front as Leclerc is trying to battle with Verstappen now. As we come on through here on lap 10, Verstappen is still there in P2, Leclerc in P3. As we come through the second Lesmo, there's yellow flags behind us. And it looks like Ferrari. It looks like Verstappen. And Verstappen's fallen down the order. He's out of this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen out of this Grand Prix, which is huge for us, considering the points gap was 24 points going before this race. As we pit here on lap 15, what a result it will be. The fact if we can get a win here, if we cut out any silly mistakes here and we get the win, we will go top of the World Drivers' Championship as Verstappen gets 0 points here in the Italian Grand Prix. We're going to look on board for 26 points here, unless Leclerc has something to say about it. We're on the softs, he's on the mediums, as we come out, and Leclerc has come out in front of us here on lap 16, so we've got to re-overtake our teammate here, hopefully safely as possible, so we can make sure he gets as much points as possible. But as we come through 1 lap later here on lap 17, and Leclerc is right in front of us, we're going to look to make a move here, not just through this chicane. We're going to look to do it round Curva Grande, get right on his tail. As we're right on his tail now, hoping to make a move here with Rich Mixture, with a small dab of overtake if needed, as we're coming through. And as you can see, there's yellow flags up ahead, so we're going to have to pull out of the move, unfortunately, due to Daniel Ricciardo being out of the Grand Prix. We could have made the move there if Daniel Ricciardo wasn't, but unfortunately we're going to have to save the move for a few more corners at the very least. As we go through the first Lesmo into the second Lesmo, we've got DRS now before the Ascari chicane, so hopefully we can make a move here before Ascari, right on his tail, with overtake, with Rich Mixture, and it's going to be an easy move in the end. Down on the inside, soft tyres, first the mediums, and we're up back into P1 here, and looking on for a good haul of points here with 26 on the board, with Leclerc getting 18 as well, which is going to be a great day for the constructors here as we go through and round the final corner in Parabolica to end lap 17. And we're going to be just pulling away from Leclerc now, even though he has got DRS, and we do set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well. And as we come through here on lap 18, just like we did in lap 1, we go deep into the second Lesmo, which is actually going to make Leclerc come right back at us. If I thought this was cut and shut with getting the win here, Leclerc has proven to me that it's not, as we have to go cut the corner at Ascari once again, just to make sure that we stay ahead. No warning from FIA once again, and we do stay in front here in the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. But as we approach lap 25 here, we've got a few cars who are back markers here, as Russell is now being overtaken by us, who will have to do 1 lap less, as we've overtaken and lapped George Russell in the Williams car here. As we come on through for lap 26, only a few more laps to go as we come around the final turn at Parabolica, and we've pulled out a huge gap to Charles Leclerc now, and we are going to take the checker flag for the win here at Monza.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win, well done.
There it is then, victory in the Italian Grand Prix, an historic race and an achievement they can be immensely proud of. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
And obviously we got the 1-2, as you can see there, Payne Racing, Ferrari. And as you heard, I take over of the World Drivers' Championship in my second season here, as we get 26 points and Leclerc gets 18, so good haul of points for the constructors, and we are ahead of Max Verstappen due to 2 points in front of him. So we are looking good for the rest of the season here if we can continue this run of form, get another win at the next race. As you can see, it's we're up into second now, but it's only 6 points that the tally is between us and Ferrari. So I do feel confident that we will get another 1-2 very soon, and hopefully we can obviously win World Drivers' Championship and the Constructors here. But who knows? If you have liked this episode, then please put a like on it. If you've got any thoughts or comments, please comment them down below. Love reading them. I've been at FeelThePaynePW. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you here on the next episode. Goodbye.